Hi there, friends. Welcome back to Imagination and PlayStation. Before we jump into today's story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another adventure in learning. Today, we're diving into the powerful history of Memorial Day, a day of honor, remembrance, and gratitude here in the United States. But where did it come from? What's the story behind the parades, flags, and three-day weekend? Memorial Day arrives each year in late May. It is a day set apart. We remember the men and women who died while serving in the United States military. This is not a day for celebration in the usual sense. It is a day of profound reflection and gratitude. The sacrifices made by these brave individuals echo through our history. They gave everything for the ideals we hold dear. This day carries a quiet dignity. We look back at the conflicts that have shaped our nation. From the Civil War to more recent battles, the price has been high. Memorial Day is a promise. We will not forget their courage. It is a day woven deeply into the American spirit. Flags are often flown at half-staff until noon. Communities gather in cemeteries and at memorials to pay their respects. The sound of taps may drift through the air. This day reminds us that our nation's peace and security were bought with a dear price. Understanding Memorial Day means understanding its core purpose. While it often marks the unofficial start of summer, its true meaning is far deeper. This collective act of remembering strengthens the national character and reinforces the values for which these heroes fought and died. The story of Memorial Day begins in the years after the Civil War. This terrible conflict tore the nation apart. It left hundreds of thousands of soldiers dead. In the spring, as flowers bloomed, people began to visit the fresh graves. They went to honor the soldiers who had fallen. They decorated these resting places with flowers and flags. These early, spontaneous acts of remembrance were often led by women. One of the earliest and most poignant ceremonies took place in Charleston, South Carolina. In May 1865, thousands of recently freed African Americans, along with some white missionaries, gathered. They had worked to give a proper burial to Union soldiers who had died in a Confederate prison camp. They then held a parade, sang hymns, and decorated the graves. This powerful act of honoring the dead soldiers showed a deep understanding of sacrifice and a desire for healing. The idea of a specific day for decorating graves spread. In 1868, General John A. Logan issued General Order No. 11, designating May 30th as Decoration Day. This simple act of placing flowers on a grave became a powerful symbol of remembrance and respect. For many years, Decoration Day primarily honored those who died in the Civil War. But then came World War I. This war was different. It was a global conflict. American soldiers traveled far from home to fight on foreign soil. Many of them would never return. The United States lost over 116,000 service members in the Great War. After World War I, the meaning of Decoration Day began to change. People began to see it as a day to honor all American soldiers who had died in any war. The poem, In Flanders Fields, became a powerful symbol of remembrance. The scope of the holiday broadened to include all conflicts. This evolution ensured that Memorial Day would remain relevant. The day became a testament to the enduring spirit of service and the profound cost of defending freedom. The tradition of Decoration Day, or Memorial Day, continued for decades. It was widely observed, but it was not yet an official federal holiday. This changed in the latter half of the 20th century. Congress passed the Uniform Monday Holiday Act in 1968. This act standardized several federal holidays. Memorial Day was officially established as a federal holiday, set to be observed on the last Monday in May. This law went into effect in 1971. Today, Memorial Day is observed in many ways across the United States. Parades are a common sight featuring veterans, active-duty military personnel, and community groups. Ceremonies are held at cemeteries and war memorials. A key part of modern observance is the National Moment of Remembrance. Established by Congress in 2000, this calls on all Americans to pause at 3 p.m. local time on Memorial Day for 1 minute of silence. This moment is intended to be a personal act of reflection. Flags are also traditionally flown at half-staff from sunrise until noon, then raised to full staff for the remainder of the day. This symbolizes the nation's mourning and then its resolve. Beyond the widespread parades and ceremonies, there are unique traditions that highlight the depth of Memorial Day's meaning. At Arlington National Cemetery, a special tribute takes place. Soldiers from the 3rd U.S. Infantry Regiment, known as the Old Guard, meticulously place small American flags at every single gravestone. This tradition, called Flags In, covers hundreds of thousands of graves. The tomb of the unknown soldier also receives constant solemn attention. Another significant event is the National Memorial Day Concert. This concert is broadcast annually on PBS from the West Lawn of the U.S. Capitol. It features musical performances, dramatic readings, and personal stories of service and sacrifice. The concert aims to unite the country in remembrance. It pays tribute to the fallen, their families, and all those who have served. Some Memorial Day traditions have remarkably long histories. The town of Ironton, Ohio, hosts what is believed to be the longest continuously running Memorial Day parade in the nation. It began in 1868 and has been held every year since. These special traditions help to keep the memory of our fallen service members alive. They remind us that freedom is not free and is protected by those willing to give their lives. It is very important to understand the difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day. Veterans Day, observed on November 11th, celebrates all United States military veterans. It is a day to thank everyone who has served in the armed forces. Memorial Day, however, has a more specific and somber focus. It is solely dedicated to honoring those military personnel who died while serving their country. This distinction is crucial. Memorial Day is not for thanking all veterans. It is for remembering and mourning those we have lost. The true meaning of Memorial Day lies in this solemn remembrance. It is a day to reflect on the cost of freedom and the ideals that so many have died to protect. It is a time to teach our children about sacrifice and patriotism. This day calls us to pause and consider the profound debt we owe to those who never came home. Therefore, as we observe Memorial Day, let us do so with reverence and respect. Let us remember the individuals, their lives, their hopes, and their dreams, all cut short in service to the nation. Memorial Day is a sacred trust, a promise to never forget those who gave their last full measure of devotion. Their legacy is our liberty. If you learned something new today, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Imagination and PlayStation, and ring the bell so you never miss another lesson in history and heart. Thanks for watching, and to all our fallen heroes, we remember you.